Thank you, Perle. Hi, Frédéric. Hi, Ashwani.
Hello, Laura. Hello, Ashwani.
Hi, Laura and Frederick.
So I'm really pleased to welcome you here both today. So recently, Geodis and Accenture Interactive have been conducting a survey. So with 200 brands across Europe and the US to better understand their key challenges, basically, when it comes to e-commerce and how they can face them. So this is going to be the topic today. Maybe Frédéric, you can start by telling us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Laura. And hi to you, and hi to Pearl, and hi to Ashwani. Very, very happy to be here. So basically, we did conduct a survey back in May and June 2020 across 9 industries, 200 companies, which are both online, so having their own web store, but also having physical stores. So basically, 4 key challenges we identify through this survey. First, most of these brands, 64%, are really willing to boost their online presence in the following years. So online meaning really doing e-commerce through their own web shops. So they want to switch from an average of 5% from retail sales up to more than 20% in the next 3 years. Second, they feel that their logistic capabilities are not yet scaled to the challenge. They are not yet scaled to be able to cope with this increasing volume of e-commerce sales. 50% of them say, guys, we do need to do something on that. Third, they really have the feeling that one of the key challenges is to be able to improve customer experience, not only the purchasing one, but most importantly, the delivery one, which means basically being able to propose to customer more diverse delivery options, be able to be better at tracking parcels, having more timely delivery and easier returns, with a click to deliver lead time towards 1 to 3 days for domestic and 2 to 5 days for continental. And last but not least, they really want to optimize cost through a better availability to promise, meaning basically having a better and more accurate view on inventories to better serve customers. So to make a long story short, a lot of challenges ahead of the brands to be really the winners from these e-commerce boosts. Up to you, Laura.
Thank you, Frédéric. So we understand the top priorities for the brands that you've interviewed. Now I think I'm eager to find out a little bit more about the how. So I think this question is going to be more for Ashwani. How do you actually make this work? What do they need to do to reach these objectives? Maybe you can help us better understand these questions that the brands certainly have.
Thank you, Laura. Well, obviously, Frederick did a great job of the maturity assessment, and challenge is the word for today. You definitely set up a nice challenge for me to get on to this. So very frankly, just a very simple statement to start with. The logistics need to be redefined to be neutral and easy to integrate. So what do I mean by the word neutral? As Frederick mentioned, the brands have this desire at this stage more and more to do away with the intermediaries in the supply chain, whether it's a traditional physical wholesaler distributor or the more recent digital marketplaces. Now, this has immense value for them when they want to go, as we popularly say, D2C or direct to consumer. Largely speaking, one, they want to get this control over the final e-shopper behavior, their buying patterns, experience, push catalog sales to them to grow online sales, and also get some intelligent forecasting, which I'll circle back towards the end of my discussion. Secondly, they will end up saving a lot of sales commission, which is today paid to the intermediary. And finally, on a lighter vein, a lot of these marketplaces tend to create gray market products in competition to the brand, and they'll now be able to avoid such as internal competition situation. Just as a case in point, on social media and LinkedIn in the recent months, we have seen comments from people like Nike, Birkenstock, IKEA, and more recently, French luxury companies, which are clearly attributing to this current ongoing change for brands wanting to go D2C. Secondly, is the key factor of availability to promise, or the famous e-commerce three-letter word ATP. Why is ATP so important? ATP enables a technology, or technology enables the complete e-commerce ecosystem to give you one real-time inventory view across all storage locations, distribution centers, fulfillment centers, product with suppliers in transit. This leads to the e-shopper getting a complete experience at the time of putting the product in the cart, giving them flexibility to choose products or SKUs or colors which are available to be delivered within a few days from the nearest location. But if the product is not available and sits in supply or in transit, maybe the brand can still offer a delivery in the coming days or weeks. And thereby you retain a customer loyalty and trust. Parallelly, for the brand, its ATP is extremely important because they need to orchestrate and manage the sourcing rules to choose which last mile carrier and which location they should source the product from to ensure that the delivery experience matches the purchase experience, as mentioned by Frederick. More than this, ATP in the inventory view will avoid under and overstock, manual inventories, multiple inventories as we see in multi-channel environments, and it'll give you accuracy of inventories, moving away from the inaccurate situation. This also allows for save the sale, more inventory churn, and lesser and lesser product going to the outlet stores to be sold at discount. A leading sportswear brand based out of Paris clearly told us during our meeting and interview with them that this increased 30% year on year of sales. And eventually, after the third year onwards, they ended up with even margins and savings in their supply chain, a double margin increase effect, both optimization and increase in sales. Next, I just want to mention the physical network importance. The physical network is critical because you need a network of fulfillment locations all over Europe from where you can orchestrate the order within 1 to 2 days or even up to 3 days if necessary. Or even from stores for curbside pickup or returns and exchanges or B2C deliveries. What needs to happen is that today in the middle mile, if you send a product from a North European DC, say somewhere in the Venlo area to France, you could end up paying almost €6.50 for a small parcel. But if the same parcel is sent middle mile into Paris, injected to last mile carrier, you would definitely shave off a couple of euros, which go a long way in creating the right pricing for the brand to make it really effective. In line with that, you will also have savings in your carbon footprint and become more sustainable. Today, we find there's a very leading cosmetics company in the Netherlands who's actually enabled this very usefully. And if you order a product on their website, what you get is a person ringing your doorbell in a few hours, carrying a bag, a shopping bag as you would normally, and delivering the product to you. So in these days of lockdown, you have this flexibility of actually being able to use the stock which is lying in your stores. And this is more relevant for coffee companies who deliver coffee in capsules, and they were discussing with us the same model, lower shelf life, and this would obviously improve the experience greatly. Just to close off on this topic of technology plus the physical part, today we see a lot of RFQs or request for quotations coming to us, one for the physical part and one for the digital part. And for brands to integrate, select, onboard, implement different providers for different things is a huge challenge. It could take them more than a year, a lot of resources and very high cost. And what they need is, as Frederick mentioned, the agility, the ability to scale, and a partner who can probably do it in 6 to 8 weeks, and someone who's already integrated all this into one platform. This obviously leads us to the customer experience. And Frederick mentioned to you about the purchase and delivery experience. The brands are doing a fabulous job of the purchase experience through website and social media, but where things fall through the crack literally is the delivery experience. Recently, we employed an excellence manager in our company, and the person's interest to join us was that, hey, listen, I'm doing a very good enablement for luxury companies and retail in France for the purchase experience, but I want to come to you and make sure the delivery experience equally for them is the right right kind of benchmark. Finally, I just want to come back to the point I mentioned to you earlier about intelligent forecasting. What needs to be done is a long-term consistency. It's not just implementation now. Using machine learning and analytics and sales data in the system with such a provider, we should be able to tell the brand as to how many numbers of which SKU they can position in which location in every geography they serve in the future. This means hugely optimization and savings in working capital, inventory carrying cost, and it even relates upwards in your supply chain to planning your production, raw materials, and giving you a complete holistic competitive advantage the way you do business. Finally, in my opinion, where the brands really need help is the knowledge resources. The market is lacking e-commerce resources seriously. The people are not there. And to go omni-channel or go on this journey of scalability for online sales, you need hand-holding from a trusted logistics partner. Very recently, just a few days ago, I was in a conversation with an upcoming 18-month-old entrepreneurship online company in the Netherlands. They've done for men's trousers and shorts, just 2 SKUs. They've done 40,000 odd orders last year, and they're looking at doing 300,000 orders this year in Europe alone, going up to 1 million orders in the next 3 years. And they want to outsource the warehouses, WMS, order management, everything to one provider who's global and who can take them down this journey.
I see. Thank you, Ashwani. For those of you in the audience that are interested in downloading the Geodis Accenture interactive survey, you can do that. It's the link has been posted in the chat. Maybe to conclude, this question would be for Frederic, I guess. What takeaways would you give us from the past few months? What would be the 3 key learnings from this survey that you could highlight?
Yeah, thank you for that question, Laura. In the light of what Ashwani described very clearly to all of us, I do believe that today logistic providers do need to be even more than before trusted partners to brands. Why? Because to be able to boost online sales and increase the performance of the experience, it is really key to be able to integrate and synchronize both physical and digital assets across all channels through a single unified end-to-end solution. And again, as well, to optimize costs, it's really key to be able to get accurate data on any inventories wherever they are, through multiple storage hubs, transits, and suppliers. So really, it's more than ever, I would say, a C-level decision to get the right logistic provider, to have him being able to be one of the key enabler for improving, again, not only the purchasing experience, but also the delivery experience to consumer, which is one of the key enabler for being able to increase intimacy between consumers and brands.
Thank you very much, Frederic, and thank you, Ashwani, as well. It was great to have you here today and to get all these valuable insights. I'm pretty sure it's going to be very helpful for those that are watching us. So thank you both.
Thank you, Ashwani. Thank you, Laura. Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Frederic. A pleasure.
Thank you.